Leo. Thanks for joining me for your April 2017 forecast for the month. This is a month of retrogrades, so let's get into it. On the 2nd of April, Venus will retrograde deeper into the sign of Pisces. She's been retrograde since March 4th, and she'll remain in this 8th house sector for you through April 15th, going direct at 26 degrees of Pisces. And this is a Venusian review of your intimacy, of your connection on a sexual level with your partner, or an intimate connection with someone new. And it could be someone that you've already been with before, because with a retrograde, it tends to bring in unfinished business from the past. This could also be other people's money and attracting it to you. Are you reviewing your investors and your investments at this time? That could apply in a big way for Leo through the 15th. On the 6th, Saturn is retrograding at 27 degrees of Sagittarius in the 5th house of romance for Leo through August 25th. This is really working for Leo who's in relationship to discern this partnership. The 5th house of romance and dating and attraction and love, your true love, Saturn is limitation and restriction, and it wants you discerning over-analysis in a way, discerning this romantic connection. And you could take your time in the next 4 months or so when this planet is then direct at 21 degrees of Sagittarius in August, making some plans moving forward with this or not. And Saturn is in this sector through December 21st for you this year. So there is some kind of, Leo doesn't like to feel oppressed. There is some kind of stifling energy with Saturn in the 5th house, and it's restricting a lot of your fun at times. I know this, being a Leo ascendant, it takes a lot to get that same level of enthusiasm that could come so effortlessly for Leo sun or rising or moon in any other time. But Saturn in the 5th, in the house you naturally govern, is somewhat of a buzzkill for Leo. And it applies differently. It could apply to the relationship to your children and feeling some not getting in, not getting through to them as much, or maybe they're growing up so they don't want dad or mom involved in their personal affairs. Sometimes they could close the door on the connection to the parent. So it could apply in different ways. It could be the review, the strict review of your creative endeavors and your entrepreneurial work. On the 9th, we have Mercury retrograde, and Jupiter's retrograde too, the whole month. So some major personal planet retrogrades, and Mercury's no exception. On the 9th, he retrogrades at 4 degrees of Taurus through May 3rd, going direct at 24 degrees of Aries. So this retrograde begins in the 10th house, goes back to the 9th house. You're assessing the career. Some Leos might get phone calls and communications from previous jobs to come back. Previous experience in title. I want to say getting called back to get to that title again. So maybe some of you are in new positions, but you're trying to reach the level of status from the previous job. This could occur in a Mercury retrograde. You're also going over the career position with a fine-tooth comb, Mercury being the planet of analysis. This review will see a career boost by the time it's done, or you'll have some direction moving forward by May 3rd. On the 11th, we have our full moon at 21 degrees of Libra. And this is some closure and illumination in the 3rd house. This full moon is conjunct Jupiter, who is retrograde. So a massive expansion in the siblings arena, in the form of the way you're communicating. You could put an end to a type of communication style that isn't working for Leo in a big way, because Jupiter's influencing this full moon. Close the door on, maybe you're returning from local travel as well at that time, closing the door on a trip, putting an end to, maybe putting an end to a relationship with a sibling. I hate to say that, but the full moon might illuminate this sector in a way where something you see is not something you like. And that applies to siblings in the third house. Our sun, your ruling planet, enters Taurus on the 19th, conjunct the Mercury retrograde. 10th house of career, reviewing, wants your attention. The career wants Leo's attention. So what can Leo do to level up in the career? And if you haven't already done this, you should have started in March. You got to get to it, Leo. No procrastinating. It's only going to work against you. Level up in the status. Be in the limelight like Leo likes. And when the sun is in the 10th house, it's one of the highest points of the astrological wheel. You're in your limelight up there in the midheaven. So you like that. You can stroke your mane once you're up there, but you got to get up there. Okay, on the 20th, Pluto's retrograding at 19 degrees of Capricorn in the 6th house through September 28th. Pluto retrograde or direct, he's still a buzzkill. He wants change so much, but he's so intense about it. The energy feels like it's in the health sector, and I know what Leo's going through. It's like every other week you're implementing new health regimens and practices, and you think everything's going to work, and pretty soon you're like trying 14 different, diets and workouts, and maybe even Eastern techniques, from Reiki to acupuncture to alpha biotics and chiropractic work. You've got your big toe stuck in a lot of that because of Pluto wanting this change in the health arena. A lot of Leos have been through surgeries in the last 10 years. And this theme exists through September 28th. For those of you who have had recurring, let me rephrase that. For those of you who have had something in the past that's gone away, it can trigger again with Pluto. And I want to say it has to do with bones, joints, and surgeries that you've had. You could see an instance come up again where this needs to be tended to through September 28th. Knees, hips, and major joints is what I see needing movement or maybe surgery to relieve pain or inflammation is what I'm getting. On the 21st, Mars moves into Gemini. This makes Leo super social. The influence of Gemini ruling your 11th house of social activities is like a social sector ruling the social sector. And Mars is action, 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 stamina, drive, determination. You're determined to connect with friends, Leo. You're determined to connect with old friends through the 6th or 4th of June. And Mars might give you a little bit of a harsh or aggressive tone in this arena. Not surprising for a Leo, but watch your harshness in the relationships with friends, social clubs, groups, and organizations when Mars goes through the 11th. You could be very terse and saying things that rub people the wrong way. The feistiness could be, it's hard to tame it with Mars in Gemini, so make sure you let them know this is, lighthearted if you're trying to tell someone what to do. It's a little bossy placement is what I think. Mars and Gemini for Leo could be bossy. And people don't like that, You don't need to rule the world, just rule yourself. On the 26th, the new moon is at 6 degrees of Taurus, in this 10th house, conjunct the sun. Every new moon is conjunct the sun. That's when they're in the same sector together. And conjunct the Mercury retrograde. So, new career, new title, where does Leo want to go? For some of you, if you've been working in the same job or career for a while, you could want to break out and do something new. You could have a new title change within that job as well. Getting creative with what you call yourself. New relationship with father or a paternal connection could happen around that time as well. The 28th has Venus transiting into Aries full-time now, the 9th house, until the 6th of June. Travel. A lot of Leos are going out of the country from April 28th to June 6th. It's probably unavoidable, but I would wait until Mercury's direct. So maybe May 4th through June 6th is your best bet for long-distance travel. Let's get to the cards. I'm shuffling the Morgan Greer deck. And I have to tell you that I have a course that I just finished writing and publishing. And if you're interested, it's called The Magic of Tarot, Connecting Mind, Body, and Soul. There's a link below in the description area of this page on YouTube. If you open that up, there's a link in there. It says Seeking Bliss Online. The platform I'm teaching on is mysteryschoolofthegoddess.net, but that link will take you right to the registration of the course and a description of what it's about. And I am the instructor and the writer and creator of the course, so I would love to have you as a student. And it's go at your own pace, so there's no pressure. You don't miss any deadlines. You don't have to sign up by a certain date. The course is on the platform, and it's available at your leisure. All right, Leo, let's get to your cards for April, and we'll see what comes up. I love this. This hasn't come out in any readings so far, and I love a unique visit by a tarot card, by the tarot. 10 of Pentacles. This is family money, but feeling like you're in a unity. Maybe you're combining resources with the 10 of Coins, you and your significant other. Could be retirement money as well, and your 10th house is lit up. So Leos of the right age could see settlements and severances, leaving the companies, retirement packages. Victory. He's come up a few times, but this is the card of success. And maybe some social media recognition with the Six of Wands, getting rewards, getting recognized, achievement, going after your desires with that fire. Yeah, you're getting to work in the 10th house. Your work contains hard blood, sweat, and tears. You're maybe no longer the apprentice, and you can graduate out of this theme of hard work and just collect it all now. You have all of the coins. I'm surprised this hasn't come out often for others. This is the retrograde. This is Venus retrograde and Mercury, going back to the past. This is a nostalgic card full of emotion. She remembers him from the past. And maybe you knew someone long ago, and Mercury will bring them in. Venus retrograde in your 8th house of intimacy. A lot of Leos are hearing back from someone that they were intimate with. It's up to you whether or not you want to take that call. I say that to my clients. I've been on both ends of that situation. I've been the one that was receiving the call, but I've also been the one who tried to call. Either way, sometimes you just have to let it go. And no response, or, not everything needs a response is what I'm thinking. Unless, it's up to you. It's your call. Saturn is also retrograde in your 5th house of romance. I think someone's coming in and they want an opportunity with you, but do they get the opportunity? Not everyone's worthy of the opportunity just because they call. And you don't have to make anything work. If it doesn't feel correct, it probably isn't. Trust your gut, Leo. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I'm wishing you a beautiful April. Victory is on your side. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.